so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We are live. It is Friday, the 4th day of March, 2011. We're going to be here for the next 3 hours. And, of course, we're having our once-a-week visit today. We always have with Bob Chapman. Coming up in 1 hour, Mark Dice is going to be joining us, talking about his new book that is only available at Infowars.com. Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare Come True. Very powerful information coming up in the second and third hours today. Okay, the mainstream media is finally starting to be pulled along by the people of the United States. And they're admitting that, yes, the TSA does indeed have a plan to, and is now rolling out that plan to occupy every town and city of the United States with high-powered, full-body X-ray systems, checkpoints. This is total federal takeover. And here's the headline in Forbes: Docs reveal TSA plan to body scan pedestrians, train passengers. Now, we told you this 8 years ago, that they were going to take over the streets of America because the head of Homeland Security said so. Just like we read the SPP documents that we got in 2007, and they stated in the North American Union Agreement that they're going to have Mexican and Canadian troops patrolling America and vis-a-vis each other's countries in the North American continent. Boom. It's in mainstream news all over Canada, not in the United States, that, oh, yes, each other's armies to help suppress during riots. Foreign troops. Boom. It's a big deal. It's happening. And on the TSA issue, there's a big report out today by Steve Watson. And the headline is TSA controversy explodes, scandals, criminality, security failures, and uncovered plans to enhance agencies' reach. So we're going to be breaking all of that down today. Also, top computer expert at the TED conference says, no doubt the evidence is clear. U.S. government / Israel launched the Stuxnet attack last year and is now using it to go after the internet and try to basically take it over. That's a Paul Joseph Watson article today at prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. Also, Hillary Clinton, I meant to get to this yesterday on my own show, ended up covering it in a 15-minute segment on Russia Today. Alex Jones, U.S. media doesn't speak for us. Hillary says we're losing the info war. That is the globalists that have hijacked this country, so we're going to be breaking that down as well. Utah considers return to gold and silver coins. Obviously, I want to continue the discussion from yesterday's news articles, why the dollar's reign is nearing an end. Wall Street Journal and others reporting that. Also, the sheening of America. In less than a week, troubled actor Charlie Sheen becomes country's top pop culture icon. And they've done different analyses and breakdowns. He's bigger than John Wayne, bigger than Marilyn Monroe. And it's because he's not being a hypocrite. I don't endorse, everything he's saying or doing, but he is my friend, and he's been going through a lot. And the point is, he's saying, I'm going to be 100% real, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite. And that's what people recognize and appreciate, is the truthfulness. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and crazier by the minute. I talked a lot to Charlie yesterday, talked to him this morning, and I just hope this whole thing ends well because I care about him. I care about his courage coming out for 9/11 Truth. I've known the calm, focused, intelligent Charlie Sheen. People are calling him a poet, a great comedian. All of these words he's come out with and terms are becoming cultural icons now, and a lot of it is rooted in jokes that I told him. Some of it. I told him get on Twitter 3 weeks ago when I was out at his house. Boom. Broke the Guinness Book of World Record for the most Twitters. People signing up in one day. It's approaching 2 million right now. I made the joke about how people say we're warlock Vatican assassins. Folks, he's not a ninja. He's not a warlock Vatican assassin. That's a joke. And he said, people don't get my satire. They don't get my joke. Put a little bit of hieroglyph into your mind to understand what I'm saying. But people don't get it. Well, I'm going to be doing a video later today where I may even do it on air, where I break down exactly what Charlie's saying. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Diamond Gusset is proud to announce the anthem of the Patriot Movement. They're offering a free CD, T-shirt, and bumper sticker with a qualifying purchase. Diamond Gusset offers great products at great prices while keeping Americans working.
I'm looking for a factory where a man can feed his family. Not worried about them moving it south, closing the doors and shutting her down tomorrow. I'm looking for America.
We're American and be proud. Go to gusset.com/America.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. Seems like I just woke up one day and it was gone, long gone. But I know in my heart it's still
Again,
there.
go to gusset.com/America today.
Alex told you the government announced recently that the recession is over. It ended on June of 2009. The millions of Americans unable to find work might not agree. Perhaps the recession ended for the bankers and government employees, but for the rest of us, things seem to be getting worse. Gold and silver haven't heard the news either. They've begun their long-expected journey to the moon. In addition to converting your shrinking dollars into gold and silver, you should consider a food savings account from eFoods Direct. They both make fabulous investments. Food is our greatest dependency, and we know it will be more precious than any financial resource. You and your family need food to survive a crisis, and you can't eat paper, stocks, or metals. Alex has been urging you to invest in delicious, easy-fix meals to enjoy now or save for long-term. This will freeze the cost of your food while you can still afford it. Visit efoodsdirect.com on the internet or call 800-409-5633. That's efoodsdirect.com or 800-409-5633.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Okay, coming up today on this live March 4th, 2011 Friday edition, immigration wars, more states looking at Arizona-style laws. Heaven forbid they have Mexico-style laws where they put you in a forced labor camp for a year and then throw you out of the country. I'm against Mexican-style immigration laws that are completely hypocritical when the U.S. basically has no immigration law and is wide open and going bankrupt. Also, ATF let hundreds of U.S. weapons fall into hands of suspected Mexican gun runners. ATF was ordered, this is one of their own top agents saying this, to allow the guns into Mexico. Of course. They're only there to disarm old vets and farmers and people. Huge news on that front. Utah considers returning to gold and silver coins. That's Fox News. More on what's happening with the ongoing battles in Wisconsin and other states. We're also going to get into the fact that even Forbes is reporting that the TSA is rolling out onto the streets of America with high-powered body scanners, and Steve Watson's got a report detailing that. I've got a lot of really important economic news as well, but Mark Dice talking about the rollout of his new book, Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True, his best book yet, will be joining us to go over the Orwellian parallels to our modern society. Quite frankly, I think it's worse than 1984 in many respects. He'll be joining us to discuss Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True. By the way, this book starts shipping the 21st of this month. They've now been printed. They're in transit being shipped here. We're helping Mark out because he doesn't have a fulfillment center. The only place to get it for the next 3.5, 4 months will be Infowars.com, and it's discounted out of the gates. And when you purchase it, it also supports Mark and myself. And even if you already know about all this, you can give the book to your friends and family Excellent new book, great, beautiful cover. Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare Come True. For those that still read, it's available at Infowars.com. Now, I was on Russia Today for 15 minutes. I did several different segments. We're just going to play a 4-minute clip of me joining him via video Skype. Powerful information that we covered dealing with Hillary Clinton saying they're losing the info war. Well, America isn't losing the info war. The people that have hijacked our nation are beginning to lose the info war. And there she is before Congress begging for tens of billions more to propagandize foreigners and us here domestically. And they admit their bullets are basically empty. Their clip is empty, and people know that they're a bunch of liars. So we're going to play this clip, and then we are going to come back and launch into all of the vital news and information on this live Friday edition. Here it is.
So time to amp up the message machine, I guess. And who better to talk to about this than radio host Alex Jones. Hey there, Alex. Lots to talk about. Secretary of Clinton obviously fighting for more funding for the State Department's media budget. But she says we are in a, quote, information war. She wants more money than most of the other international stations combined. Your take, Alex, on the many sides, I guess, of this war.
Well, it's good to be here, and obviously I have the website Infowars.com, so we're focused on this. I want to be clear. I'm an American patriot. I believe in my constitutional republic. I get a tear in my eye when I go to a football game and hear the Star-Spangled Banner. When the State Department talks about losing the info war and getting media dominance again in the world, they're talking about the select group of offshore globalists that in the last 50 years have used the United States as an engine of their own private corporate war against sovereign countries and taking over the planet. This is all admitted. And so what's happened is so-called U.S. television and print media, the Washington Post, the New York Times, have lied about WMDs that didn't exist, have lied about terror threats. The former head of Homeland Security, Governor Ridge, wrote a book last year admitting they would issue fake terror alerts for political gain. And so the American people realize that our media doesn't speak for us and is being used basically to propagandize not just us but the world. And so it's not just people in other countries that aren't buying into, quote, U.S. media. It's the American people. And the globalists are out of bullets. I mean, just last year when they were demonizing Rand Paul in his Senate run, Politico called me, and they said, well, what do you see being able to stop Rand Paul? Well, I said, nothing. I'm a big supporter of his constitutional ideas. But I said, if you endorsed him, if the mainstream media endorsed him, that would hurt him. I said, you guys are out of bullets. No one buys into or supports what you're doing. You have lost the war for the hearts and minds because people don't trust you anymore.
I want to replay really quick once again what Secretary of Clinton said. She's very clear about who is winning this war. Take a listen.
Al Jazeera is winning. The Chinese have opened up a global English language and multi-language television network. The Russians have opened up an English language network. I've seen it in a few countries, and it's quite instructive.
All right, but let's be honest. This is not to pat us on the back. This is more to drum up support on why she says the State Department needs more. Now, since she's watching, Alex, or we hope she is, I'd like to hear your advice to Secretary of Clinton, both on what the message should be and how to better get it out there.
Well, again, the people that have hijacked the United States in the last 5 decades, to be conservative, do not speak for the people of America, and America has become the demon of the world instead of being the apple of the world's eye, because the world has realized that we now predominantly have become an engine of evil. And you're right to say that all Hillary is doing is hitting the panic button and saying, give us more funding. I mean, it came out years ago that tens of billions of dollars a year is spent domestically and internationally to implant globalist messages, corporatist messages in movies and TV, in news, and in newspapers and radio. And the jig is up. They know people are aware of that. So I would tell the State Department, stop lying, stop engaging in disinformation, stop attacking freedom, stop attacking other sovereign nations, stop being propaganda, stop being modern Joseph Goebbels Nazi propaganda ministers, and people might start thinking of you as trustworthy sources. You guys use the public faith and abused it to the point of, if you even tell the truth, no one believes